Right.
So
Sit.
today I woke up to seeing a video of how a 3 years old boy was being harassed by his so-called teacher. Hmm. And that was so pathetic. And then I want to just, before I even continue, let me give credit person, to the person who was recording the video. I'm very sure that was not one of their students because at that age you will not be able to use a phone in a school. So that should be a colleague or an assistant teacher who was recording the woman. And for the assistant teacher to be able to record that, maybe she must have told the woman, or she might even be scared to tell that kind of person, because anybody that can portray this kind of character on a child, on a 3 years old, might not be able to take corrections. The person can do anything. So the best way this assistant, I don't even know if it's an assistant, but let me just take it that maybe that should be an assistant teacher. The best way she could do it was to record the woman and post online. I give kudos to that person. And then my problem is that these days, schools don't even care. They don't care about employing qualified teachers anymore. Maybe because of, let me not go ahead to blame the government. They don't just want to care about the qualification of the person they are employing to teach our children. All they just want is the person they can pay any amount of money to teach, small amount of money, because everybody is saving for their pocket. They know that when they go for these qualified teachers, they will spend more. And that is one of their reasons for employing this kind of people as teachers. I don't know. If you're a teacher, you can correct me. There should be teaching ethics. I think it's in other professions. There should be. There should be teachers training. There are some trainings you should undergo before you earn or before you get your certificate, if I'm not mistaken. So this particular woman now, they should go through that training and she passed it. I don't know if she's registered under any organization. I don't know. I want to just I can't even I can't lay my hands on it that this woman went to, maybe she has her NCE. This kind of woman now has her NCE to teach and she's behaving this way. Then maybe she did not learn well, or they did not teach her well, or maybe she faked her certificate, because I don't get it. If all our teachers are behaving like this, there is no point taking our kids to school. And this still brings me to saying that if you have anger issue, teaching is not your own. A toddler, 3 years old.
Right. Sit.
I'm sorry, I can't post the video here because of Facebook policies, but it was painful watching the video. For this one to be revealed, trust me, there are still so many other ones under the carpet, and this thing has been going on. If you get anger issue, you don't have a business teaching kids. I don't really know what this society is turning into, and I'm glad she's been captured. First of all, I'm glad she's been captured, but they're not just capturing. Are they going to follow due process? Are they going to give her what she deserves? It's not just about arresting the woman. And then for the school, we need to give a close monitoring to that school. There should still be other things going on in that school. If they can employ this woman, they might even have employed worse people worse than this woman. A 3 years old, for God's sake. I have a daughter that is 3 years old. 61 is not compulsory for a 3 years old to be able to cram and write. I understand they can write 6, they can write 1. But then kids are not meant to be forced to learn. There moment you force them, they will not learn anything. We teach children with care. We teach them with love. So I don't understand it. If they were even going to assign this woman to teach a class, it shouldn't be a nursery class. If they were going to assign her, even if she has an NCE and they want to assign her to teach a class, it shouldn't be a nursery class. I don't know. There should be a psychological check on every teacher that comes to apply for a job. There should be a psychological check. They should undergo some kind of tests before they will be able to be allowed into the school environment. Because this is too much now. This is too much. I know some schools they don't allow cane in their school. Like they don't allow cane for pre-nursery and nursery because of things like this. She was not even beaten with cane; she was beaten with her hands. Because I know there are schools who do not allow canes because they don't want a case where they find a teacher beating a toddler. But because she had no cane, maybe she does not have, maybe they don't have cane in the class. She had to use her hand. Hey, Jesus. Our head of schools should do better, please. Know the kind of minds, know the kind of people you employ to teach these children. No wonder some children will be going to school and you see them crying. That's not just because they are missing their parents. There are still other things going on in the school. They don't want to go to school to go and face that. It's not just because they are missing home, they are missing their parents and all that. There are some schools, I've seen babies. There are some schools where they leave home and go to school. They will not want to come back. They want to stay there. I've seen videos like that the baby was crying inside the school bus and she does not want to go home. She just wants to be in the school. That's because she's getting the love she needs in that school. She's getting the best love, the best care in the school. And then some children will be going to school and you see them crying. They don't want to go to school because they know what they face in that school. They know what they face. I just pray that this child gets the justice. The baby self gets strong head. For this case self to be able to get to this length, the baby has a strong head. I just pray the family gets justice. And from the story reaching me, I heard that the woman she's a widow, just doing menial job to take care of her children. And then they want to cause the baby deafness because they are teaching the baby how to write 6-1. Let's do better now. We can start by making ourselves better before we make the country better. We don't just go ahead to blame government. We are also the problem of ourselves. So we should start by working on ourselves before we can come together to make the country a better place. Let's do better. Head of schools, bring out money. Look for qualified teachers. Let them undergo some kind of psychological check before you employ them in that school for the sake of our children. This woman, I don't know if she's going to come out of this free, but she has to undergo something that will make her when she comes, she will be an example to the rest of them out there because there are still so many of them there. There are still so many of them there. Please, let's do better. If you get anger issue, no near school, don't go and teach. Teaching is not for you. Look for another thing to do. Go and learn handwork.